So good day, everyone, and Assalamu alaikum. On behalf of Global CIO Forum, ViewSonic Education, and GCG Enterprise Solutions, I welcome all the online attendees to this live virtual summit on the future of EdTech is suddenly now. In this virtual summit, we will discuss the role of digital technology solutions in enabling distance learning, smart and hybrid classrooms, and how it can help educational institutions meet present and future day challenges. Educational institutions that embrace this change will have a definite competitive advantage. This virtual summit is an opportunity for EdTech specialists, school IT managers, principals, teachers to familiarize themselves with digital technologies that will disrupt and enhance student-teacher learning experiences. Educating us on these subjects are our speakers, Jamil Miran, Product Manager at GCG Enterprise Solutions, Ali Klub, Regional Sales and Product Manager at ViewSonic MEA, and Max Hu, Regional Director MEA. Here are some short housekeeping rules. We encourage attendees to ask questions to the speakers by raising their hands. You can also post your questions through the chat option. So I see a number of attendees have joined, so welcome on board. But before we begin our engagement with the attendees, here is a theme video clip from ViewSonic reflecting solidarity with the educational institutions in the post-pandemic phase.
Arun, I think video not shared.
Together, you and me, in this together. There's a million things we need to comprehend, but we're all in this together.
I'm around.
Okay.
Ready, and.
I'm around, we'll be connected to the end, 'cause we're all in this together. I will always be your mentor and a friend, 'cause we're all in this
So absolutely engaging video over there, and I welcome all the online attendees now. I can see quite a few of them are over there as welcome attendees from the Europe Innovation Business School. I see Russell Khema American Academy, American University from Russell Khema, MIT Education, Emirates College of Technology, Abu Dhabi. So welcome on board. And we're going to begin this session with a little bit of introductions from the panelists. You can choose to raise your hand if you would like to engage, though some of you are already would be, I'm quite sure, ready to engage with us. So I see Mr. Shah Khan. So if we can get Mr. Shah Khan enabled for his audio and video, I'd just like to engage. Also, I see a few others also. Kuala, are you, would you be engaged with us? I think Kuala, just check. I think she has a bit of problem with on the video and audio. Okay, we'll see how this goes. So, Mr. Shah Khan, can you hear me?
Mr. Harun, yeah, good morning. Hi,
Yes,
good morning,
yes.
everyone. Yes, I hear you now.
Welcome to this panel discussion with our partners ViewSonic Education as well as GCG Solutions. So Jamil, if you would like to switch on the video, and Max, who we can have a short introduction with the attendees over here. So Shah Khan, why don't you just give us an idea of your role at the Emirates College of Technology in Abu Dhabi, and a few questions which I think our panelists would also like to speak to you about how you're managing the distance education, online education. Go ahead, Mr. Shah Khan.
Yeah, so as you know, Mr. Arun, when the pandemic came, I think many times I mentioned these stories. In our place, it was really amazing stories. We have it in Emirates College of Technology when we were planning to move 100% our classes from the physical classes to remote blended learning or distance learning or online classes. So there was a circulars in June we received from the Ministry of Education to move to the online 100% classes to online, and the deadline was very short for us to move on there, and it was a really challenging part to work and do this thing successfully, because in Abu Dhabi, Emirates College of Technology is leading institutions here, because we're having 4 different colleges, technology colleges, and moving that 4 colleges with the 5,000 students numbers, whereas the students are full-timers, and some students are, we can say, migrated from other universities, colleges to us for short courses or for single semester, move them to online classes or online education, plus 180 professors, full-timers, and we have 26, 29 till now part-time professors moving to online. It was a challenging part, but we did working day night together with the team, and using technologies from different vendors. That time we adopt Zoom technology. Team was already with us, but it was not integrated to our learning management system. So we work day night, and we bring the technologies together, the vendors, ourselves, working to success our goal. And we did just in three weeks, we give our report to the education ministry that we successfully migrated all the physical classes to online classes. And then after that, they request that there should be blended classes, blended learning classes. Well, so we start that project. We work with different vendors, international and national vendors as well, and we deployed a few classes. It's like high-end classes to be a blended learning. The students can come to the campus, attend the classes for 2-3 days here, and then they can able to be attending from their office or from their home if they are not able, or if they want to switch as a blended classroom.
Fantastic, very interesting. And how easy or difficult was it for the students to adapt to these solutions as you brought them on board?
So let me on the camera, or should I go on because I think the cable is unplugged, or I don't know, some service is down here in my PC.
No problem. Go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Yes, please. So it was, but later on we provided some training to our IT support operation team. They were able to give training to the students. We really adopt some kind of unique technologies, or we can say unique procedures for support of the student. We use Zoom, we use help desk system, call, WhatsApp technology, and different resources to bring the students always available. Means we are IT operation always available, IT support all should be always available for students. And the students, if they are not able to get support by Zoom or by phone call, they can come by email, ticket system, by WhatsApp, and our team is ready to help them. So it was a really big challenging part when you are giving like between 3,000 to 5,000 student support in 3 weeks. Let them to log into the SSO solutions. We give them a security because during the pandemic, many dark web peoples and hackers was trying to hack their accounts and our resources, and we try our best to use the safe way to protect our resources. Like students should be log into the proper URLs, proper resources using LMS link. So there was challenges, but we did it, and we have a good team here to give us support to students.
Fantastic. So essentially, login access and the security were some of the top concerns from your point of view. Am I correct, Shairo?
Yes, it is very important, and still it is very important for us. As our discussion last time, you remember I told you that there is still we have challenges. Not us, many universities, colleges, they have a big challenges. We are looking Microsoft report from the back end. We are receiving a lot of feedback from different technology vendors that this company, this country, this regions was affected by malware, ransomware, and these things. And the main source was sometime universities, sometime colleges. And yes, there is big still things, means I will say like big issues we are facing, but we are trying our best to protect us and adopt technologies. Security is our top priority, and security project is actually our top priority project and a big project here.
So interesting. Thank you much for that introduction. In case Ali or Jamil or Max, you have any other questions, feel free to jump in. I will now invite Madam Kuala Jarrah from, as I can see, Russell Khema, American Academy for Girls. So welcome on board, Madam, and we are happy if you can give us a short introduction about your role and the institution. Go ahead, please.
Yes. Good morning. It's my pleasure that you invited me for this conference. I'm so happy to join and to learn more, to get more experience from good schools in UAE. I am Khawla Jarrah, Operations and HR Director at Ras Al Khaimah American Academy. Our school is about 1,200 students. When we will tell you about our experience when we heard about COVID-19, we started immediately when we heard there is a pandemic in China. We started to train students on Microsoft Teams because we already certified a school. So middle and high school, we have digital, how to use digital in the classes. This is what it started before. So the students are aware how to use the digitalization in their classes, and they have their own devices. But the problem we faced with elementary and KG, because parents, they are not aware of these programs, as well as kids, because they are kids and it's difficult for them to use Microsoft, to use these programs. So our plan was started to train parents. So we started to train parents to make sure that they know how to use Microsoft to train their kids, because who will be with the kids in their houses. It was in 2 languages. Most of our parents, they are native, local. So, and our IT, they are not local. So we we hire the staff in IT to talk about to the parents about how to use technology to train them. Then later they started, but of course we put like the support team like other schools, hotline, during Microsoft created emails, WhatsApp, we use groups. But all of these things, the support needs more for parents. Still they are now, I feel they are more comfortable than before. Just sometimes when they have issue 1 or 2, they can contact immediately the IT team, which they will support them immediately, and they can approach anyone in the school. We provide the stuff for mobile numbers. All of we purchased from Etisalat to make sure that all now we have mobile numbers for any emergency, just in case if they can't approach someone, they can approach the other one to make the school for communication approachable. This is what, but still, you know, for education, their level, I feel that they need more, and it's for online, for kids, they can't sit for 30 minutes or less. So in education itself, it's not easy to teach a student the social skills and all of these things. They miss them. Hopefully, Corona will finish and our life will be back as normal. Thank you.
Very interesting. Obviously, the challenge is with you know, the primary and the
KG.
yes, KG school going students. Obviously, good idea to educate the parents from the IT. Very interesting solution there. And in case any questions from your side, Ali, Jamil, on this, on anything which you would
For
like.
KG, we try to solve it by make it blended. Morning students who would like parents to send their kids, because some parents, they are worker, and some parents, they don't like to leave their kids with nannies in the house alone. And they don't listen, you know, kids they are. So we make it 2 times. One for morning who would like to send their kids to school, the second for online. So it became pressure on the teachers. What's the solution that technology, how we use? We bought advanced cameras, 360. So teachers can at the same time teach, and the students who are online see the teachers in the class, and also they can concentrate on the students who are already in the class.
Very interesting. So the students can see the teacher even if they move to the end of the class, something like that, Koala?
Yes.
Okay. So that attendees always feel the teacher is in the classroom and there is that sort of connection.
Exactly.
Okay. Very, very interesting over there. Thank you very much for that insight, Koala. Now I'd like to call Pradeep Nair in case, yes, Pradeep, I can see you're connected over there. So welcome on board. If you can give us a short introduction about your role, organization, and the challenges that you've been facing with the blended learning, virtual learning. Go ahead, Pradeep.
Hi, thanks for calling me for this session. So I work for University of Sharjah as Assistant Director for Security Governance. I just joined just a few minutes back. I was busy with something else, so I didn't hear the introduction part. Anyway, but to answer this question, like I may not be able to answer much on operational part of it, where we have other teams which takes care of remote learning and online classes. But from a security perspective, we are an organization which around 17,000 university students. So the threat landscape is very high, especially with remote learning, and identity protection is becoming a huge challenge for us. BYOD devices coming to the campus is a big challenge. So we have initiated identity access management projects to circumvent these things. We have moving towards cloud lot, so that gives us some flexibility in terms of visibility. So that's something good. So we are working heavily on protecting our endpoints and which beyond our periphery. So that's the challenges which we have. So probably I may not be able to comment much on.
Sure. Just on the same lines, the 17,000 students, the responsiveness, I mean, the infrastructure was geared up to have these solutions work effectively for education? Was there any challenges with regard to the response time, how applications log in, etc.?
Fortunately, we could scale our infrastructure and our remote learning applications to that level, thanks to our partners and vendors who has helped us on that. It was in initial days, it could be a few challenges, but actually we could bump over it much smoothly. So that's up, and probably the academic schedules has been designed accordingly. And we had a huge exams just period was over with online and on-prem exams. It was a blended exam preparatory works which I've done. So especially the vendors and the support from VPN usage, everything was excellent. We had a strong operational infrastructure which was scalable enough to help us in this.
So you heard Shayaroom from the Emirates College of Technology saying the access into applications and the familiarity for students to log in was a challenge in the beginning. Do you think that now 17,000 students are more comfortable with accessing their their identities, access to the solutions, online assignments, and all that? Have they passed through that phase of getting comfortable with the security controls?
Yeah, so in our environment, the learning management systems, which was already provisioned to have to scale up to that level of remote users, which was even otherwise was working for offline remote learning, and also our ERP was also had browser-based access from outside, which was provisioned even earlier. So these two things helped us to smoothen the curve. In fact, even before the pandemic, we had a large population of faculties and students who have been using these services from their home. So it was even happening even earlier. The scale of it is increased. That's only change which happened. Definitely, but there was isolated issues of application authentication issues, applications not performing, etc. But it was not to the level of a major issue, which as I have seen. As I said, I'm not from operations part, I'm from information security. So I won't be able to comment much, but as I heard, it was not that very challenging.
Thank you very much, Mr. Pradeep. Great insights, and congrats on managing 17,000 students. That is quite a bit of challenge for early adoption. So thank you about that. I'd like to call Mr. Nikhil from MIT International. So Nikhil, if you're there, if you can just switch on your audio and introduce yourself. Go ahead, Nikhil.
Yeah, hi. Hello to everybody. Arun, am I audible?
Yes, perfectly. Go ahead, please.
Okay, sure. Thanks. So, hi, myself, Nikhil Nigam. I'm from MIT Education Group. And speaking about online learning or blended learning in this COVID times, I don't think so. We have faced any challenges as of now, because with MIT, with higher education as well as schooling, we were already online prior to that, because we have online learning courses and learning modules. So when I talk about academics, we already have been taking classes on MS Teams and Zooms. And because all the curriculum and everything was already online, so we did not had any difficulties from switching to offline to online mode from day one. So presently also we're using hybrid model, and we are always ready for online or offline learning over here. When I talk about various events about college cultural fest, or talk about webinars, we have been taking it on WebEx and Zoom. And also the meetings that the management has been taking care of, those meetings are also being held on Zoom and WebEx. Apart from that, one critical aspect was admissions. So in admissions also, we have integrated chatbot to our websites. We have got CRM, and one of the most advanced feature that we got in was a GSM based call center. So that was one of the biggest challenge, because the call centers that we were having for our admissions, that were in different campuses. So switching on from on-campus admission call centers to coming on to online, we bring in the technology of GSM, wherein we have deployed the GSM gateway, and we have given the mobile SIM cards to the counselors, and now they're working from their home. So the CRM is also online, as well as the entire call center, including the IVR call recording, and everything is being done online over there. Apart from that, one biggest event that we held was online convocation. So we had a big convocation, and the next one is also planned. So this was again a major task that has been done by Amity. In studies, I would say one of the key initiatives that I took, and I am pleased to announce, is virtual classrooms. So these virtual classrooms do not connect only our students from India or within India. These virtual classrooms are being connected from abroad also, and especially in sensitive areas from where the students might not come to class. There are places, there are countries wherein the students are not able to attend the classes. We have been able to provide them education also through these virtual classroom. Apart from that, because MET campuses, all the campuses are connected through MPLS, we are on WAN over there. So all the resources, let it be library, let it be all the assignments of the students, these are all centrally stored in AWS cloud that we have. So we do not have any such issue of the data center or infrastructure maintenance also. Apart from this, we have been doing various activities of yoga and meditation, counseling. So over here, I would like to mention a key point, that while we are making the students study or bringing in the education online over here, one key factor is we do not know what situation the students are going through. They have been going through very, very tough time, and it is with both the faculties, the teacher, the management, the students. So I believe when we are integrating the technology, we should not, come up with a gap, because when you are in classrooms mode, right, at that point of time, the students can talk to each other, they can share, the counselors are there, the teachers are there, mentors are there, we have a mentor-mentee system. But when we are coming on to the online mode, we have to be very sensitive, that because it's a classroom of 40 odd students or 30 odd students, so might or might not the student will share that particular problem to you. So in that case, we have brought up the counseling section online for all the students and faculty, so that they can connect to their peer colleagues and they can speak up their condition. And because of this, we have just around a week back, we have came up with an initiative you people would have seen on LinkedIn, that we have our chancellor has announced the scholars, the funding, the complete funding to those students who have lost their earning parent due to COVID. And we created a group wherein we all contributed to whatever the person were able to, and we have been able to collect rupees 50 crores as in funding over there. So any student, those who have lost their parent over there, the earning parent, Amity is going to fund their study. So what I believe is, we have been taking all these things, let it be education, academics, events, convocation, examination. We have been using metal software over there. Proctoring is available over there. But yes, apart from all these things, there is much more to be done when we talk about online system.
Thank you much for that very deep insight into the relationships. I just want to ask one question. The
Sure.
student-teacher relationship in using virtual hybrid smart classrooms, which solutions work most effectively for you? Which ones, where were the gaps, and what sort of gaps still exist? Go ahead, just give us a short answer on that, please.
See, as per, if I talk about technology, we have been using, as I told, we have been using Zoom also, WebEx also, and we have our in-house developed software also that is connected through intranet also. This is one technology that we're using, and apart from that, we have created a system called mentor-mentee system, wherein every student is connected, 4 or 5 students are connected to one mentee over there. Mentor and mentee is there. So they share not only their personal things also, and they also share things related to academics. Might be everything is going fine, but the student is not able to concentrate on studies. They are not able to attend the classes. There are things going on. So these are the things that are being shared in mentor-mentee system.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much for the deep insight. I really appreciate that. I'd like to call Mr. Nitin Gio.
Arunji, you are on mute.
Thank you. I'd like to now just thank you very much, Nikhil, for the deep insight on across the whole MBT group. So Nitin, welcome. Like to you also to share some of your experiences with the transition in the post-pandemic phase. Go ahead, Nitin.
Thanks a lot, Arun. As my colleague back from India, Mr. Nigel said, Amity Education Middle East is also, following the same legacy, whatever which we have back from India. So we were always ready for the pandemic or any situation which required to be phased out at any point earlier. So what we were doing actually, we were having all this technology in place. But actually, when we speak about the technology and the philosophy of learning it through the digital world, there is the major challenges are like actually we were talking about because we have certain preschools over here until certain education levels which reach up to the PhD level. So we admit students from 40 days to PhD level. So each level of education requires its own requirements. The philosophy to identify each level of education requirement was the first major challenge which we faced, which we think that actually with the strong team support, we always were able to get it sorted. So catering the requirements for each person, training them for the requirement, and actually migrating the dinosaurs to the computer era. So it's basically like, the students and the teachers were very happy about having face-to-face classes for a longer time, which when we migrated to the online classes, they face a little bit of challenge in adopting and adapting to certain situations over there. But actually, as we were following a Mendy system, wherein actually we always identified certain champions within the teams who can train the colleagues as well as the peers, so that actually they can train them, get things that made things much more quicker. So that was a kind of a challenge which we overcame very easily.
Very interesting about how you mentioned that the solutions for each of the, as I can say, they're your campus undergraduate, postgraduate, PhD. I think that's how you look at your courses, right? Each of them required its own type of solutions. Is that the basic point which you were making in the beginning?
Not only that, Arun, actually we operate from preschools. But, so we have, our preschools admit students from 40 days. And then we are into K-12 education. So we have schools over here which caters K-12 education. And then considering Amity University Dubai, we're having undergraduate as well as postgraduate and PhD level of students. So we cater students from 40 days until PhD. So that's the uniqueness what we're having.
Yeah, but you had to customize the solution for each
requirement. Yeah.
Yes. Very interesting. Any questions from your side, Ali, Jamil, for Nitin or any of the attendees? Otherwise, I think we can start our presentations. What do you feel, Ali and Jamil?
Yeah, I think point is clear. So we may just start. I really appreciate all the inputs from all of our guests. Maybe Jamil can just gather all the challenges to put it in one shot. Then we will start quickly about our solutions, how we solve all of these challenges, either inside the classroom or if we talk about distance learning or blended learning.
Fantastic. So Jamil, over to you, and you can let's take over and let's begin the presentation. And after that, Ali can also share his presentation.
Sure.
Go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Sure. Thanks everyone for joining. My name is Jamil. I'm the product manager from Gulf Commercial Group. I'm heading the ViewSonic business in Gulf Commercial Group. So Gulf Commercial Group is, as a short note, we are a 40+ years old company, and we have operation around 3 countries, and we have more than 200 employees who is working around these 3 countries, and we have more than 2,500 delighted clients. So Gulf Commercial Group, we are a premium partner for ViewSonic in education sector. And also we have 5 different divisions in Gulf Commercial Group, like enterprise solution, emerging technologies, print services, business services, and building and automation systems. ViewSonic, which is coming under emerging technologies. Okay, and also we have meeting room management, biometric, MPS, a document solution, security system, and so on. So let me come to the the major point, which mostly we are talking about the pain points in education sector, especially during the COVID crisis. These all are the pain points which we collected from a number of schools and universities which we visited, and this is their feedback. During the distance learning, the teachers mainly they are facing as a challenge is most of the teachers they don't have an interactive laptop. They are having a normal laptop or a desktop, which usually they are running the PPT, PowerPoint presentation. So this is completely challenging to the traditional way of teaching. Writing, every points, point by point teaching, which is completely missing. So that's why there's the biggest challenge for teachers to explaining this, each subject. And the second one is video conferencing. Currently most of major schools and universities, they are using Zoom, Teams, or WebEx for video conferencing. The whiteboard software, which is coming as a built-in, which has a very basic features, where ViewSonic come up with very wonderful features, which Mr. Ali can explain you on the next slide. And the other important point, the pain point is the hybrid solution, because after 6 months after the COVID crisis, most of the schools in 2021 also they adapted the hybrid learning, so 50% occupancy. So the teacher have to manage the local students, they are available in the classes, and also they have to manage the online students. So we can, sometimes they are using the high-end cameras, but it's still they're having challenges, because sometimes the cameras they cannot capture the text or from the screen or from the the whiteboard. So how we can overcome this solution? Also, this is a major pain point for the hybrid learning. And for the local classes, like offline classes, mostly the connectivity problems. This is a major problem. Most of the teachers they complain because every laptop, they have a different, in digital interfaces, and also the students sometimes they have a Google Classrooms, they have a Apple Classrooms in different schools. They how to collaborate with the distance learning. This is the major challenges what our teachers said. And when you talk about the licenses, most of our brands which is available in the market for the education software is yearly subscription model, or with they will give one time free, but it will be with the limited features. And the sixth point is the control. During distance learning, we also you can saw a lot of troll videos in the education sector where the students they are the teachers cannot control the students, and they want to how to control the students and how to make them engaged all over the classes. So this is the major challenges which the teachers said. And the last one is the engagement and collaboration. This is a very important point where during the distance learning, there's a major point which most of the teachers they said how to they can collaborate and engage with the students. So these all are the very major points. There are so many other small points they also mentioned, but these all are the major points which the teachers and the professors they said during the COVID crisis. So that's it. I will hand over to Mr. Ali, who can give the explanation how we can overcome with ViewSonic solution. Thanks.
Yes, thank you, Jamil. I'll go through sharing the screen. Is it visible?
Yes, it's nice view there in the back end.
Yes. Okay, so we'll go through the solution. We hear all let's say the solutions, the challenges let's say educational entity faced here and there. So my name is Ali. I will talk briefly. We'll talk about who's a ViewSonic. Then we understand what type of solution we are covering for education. So ViewSonic is a US company focus on educational and display solutions established in 1987 in California, USA. So we talk about more than 33 years for experience in education. Today, ViewSonic is selling our solutions in more than 128 countries around the global. Our vision actually, always you see, our slogan is see the difference. So ViewSonic company is focusing on features. So as a user, once you ask yourself why to go with the ViewSonic, you have a lot of features to answer your question. Our mission actually, we are a solution provider more than box moving. That's why in the coming slides, you will see with each hardware, we develop our own software to make a real solution to cover all the demand for you as a user. Okay, what type of solution we have? I will talk about, I will make it into two parts. We'll talk about the hardware, then we talk about the software which come to give a total solution, total experience solution for education. Of course, we talk about a lot of devices or hardware we have, and today I will focus only about the thing which related to education. We'll start with the bin display. Bin display, as we know, for example, we have distance learning, teacher at home, student at home. Teacher cannot use his normal mouse to annotate or to explain the lessons. He need device to let him annotate, write his notes, explain his lessons. So that's why we have the bin display solution. As you can see, it's device. We use our own technology for the bin technology. Just you can connect it with your laptop. Whatever you write on this device, it will shown on your laptop as a teacher and also on the student's laptop. For a student also, we have another solution. Yani once I say bin display, we have wide range of a product under this category. One of them I need to mention is the woodpad. As you can see, this device, it's more affordable in terms of a price for a student. So student also can annotate, can write his notes. Whatever he write on this normal paper, it will shown on his paper, and also it will shown on the laptop screen. It will shown on the teacher screen also via internet. Monitor, we have wide range of monitors, and especially here, maybe we need monitor if we also talk about distance learning. So teacher can use a more large, more let's say convenient screen while he's explaining his lessons. Also in the monitor, we have the touch monitor. So if teacher didn't prefer to use bin display, he need larger screen, interactive at home, so he can go with, let's say, 24-inch touch screen from our monitor. Interactive panel, this is the main product. I will explain more about it in the coming slides to understand why ViewSonic is very unique, why today we are from the leader brands in the global. We will understand more. Of course, we talk about very high durability product in terms of hardware. And the main strength for ViewSonic, as I mentioned, it comes with our unique softwares. Software actually in this device, it make more functionality to this hardware. On the other hand, we have the large format display if we need more screens, especially when we talk about the hybrid learning. I need a screen, let's say interactive screen, to explain about it as a teacher. I need also another screen to show the students who stay at home. So in this way, we have a lot of display solutions. Also, as I mentioned, can cover this demand and on affordable price. Projector, we have, as I mentioned, wide range also of projectors. When I talk projector, just remember one thing. ViewSonic is a leader brand in LED technology and projection. What is LED? LED is the latest technology in projector.
Ali, we couldn't hear you.
Yes, now you hear me? Let me check the mic.
I can hear you, Ali.
Yeah,
I can
okay
hear
now?
you. Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. Yeah, so I was talking about projector. Just remember, ViewSonic is a leader brand in LED technology, which giving the longest lifetime and the best quality of color. Let's move to talk about the interactive panel. In interactive panel, we cover this solution from A to Z. All the technology which is available in the global, either IR or capacitive, we have as a ViewSonic. We have different sizes of interactive panel, starting from 55-inch, 65, 75, up to 98-inch. So all what you need as a teacher or as a school, as entity, we have all of our screens came with the latest, let's say, resolution. We talk about 4K resolution. Looks very luxury, very slim IR, support up to 20 touch points. So if you have even multiple users, multiple students need to write at the same time, need to annotate, yes, it support. It comes all the screen with embedded Android operating system. So as I mentioned, all the screen came with Android operating system to use the application on Android. If you need to add Windows, which can be more advanced, also we are compatible. There is dedicated slot in our screens to enable you to add whatever PC specs you need. Also the PC powered by Intel, but from ViewSonic. You need i3, i5, i7, whatever the specs of the PC you need, you can add it. Some of the models, it come in the box with camera, okay? And of course, the other model, you can buy it separately. So these are the main, let's say, the main points I need just to highlight for viewboard or for the interactive panel. Another thing, we have something we call it viewboard mini. It's 24-inch interactive display, let's say, but this, in case I need to use it on my podium or on the teacher table. So teacher not only use the interactive panel, the large one, no, he can put this on his table and he can annotate from this device. You can make HDMI out. Sorry, the signal from this screen can go to the large screen or to the large screen of projector or the panel. Whatever I write on this screen on my table, it will show on the large table. So this is another concept. If I need to put small screen on my podium or my table as a teacher, I need to annotate and look to my students. So yes, you can use this solution, and whatever you annotate here, it will show on the large screen on the wall. Okay. Here, just I show some case studies of projects we did in different countries, but of course we focus more about UAE. By the way, today we are talking about, as a ViewSonic, we are market share #1 in UAE market. Why? Because we give advanced solution in a very affordable price for many of schools, universities, and entity. As we can see here, and some of the cases which we have, as I mentioned, success story with them. I also need to mention about ViewSonic position. If we talk about ViewSonic position, we are, as I mentioned, a leader brand in many markets. Today, ViewSonic is #1. I give just this example about USA, about America market. Why I share this? Because it's really give a nice story how ViewSonic keep growing. And we are the only company who provide educational solution and continuously growing from, let's say, 2019 till today. It's continuously growing, and we celebrate actually in end of 2020 to be #1. 2020, remember, we talk about the pandemic year, COVID year, and yes, we keep growing. Why? Because our solution exactly cover the demand for the users, as I will show now in the coming slides. Okay, now when we talk about the scenario for education, we have, let's say, 3 scenarios. Either inside the classroom, if all the students with me as a teacher inside the classroom, there is setup. I will talk about it now. Another scenario, if we have distance learning, if the teacher at home, student at home, this is full setup. I need to explain about it. The third scenario, if I have hybrid learning, so half of my students with me in the classroom and the other half is at home. So what hardware? As I mentioned, I will start talking about hardware in this scenario. Then we talk about the software which we provide. In hardware, if I am inside the classroom, of course, ViewSonic provide you the interactive panel, whatever technology you need, whatever size you need, yes, you can get it. If the teacher need to use either pen display or touch screen like this one, the 24-inch on his table, also we give this with built-in Android operating system. We also have a Windows tablet in case students, they need to use their own tablet. If we have some LMS to give exams inside the classroom, our Windows tablet is very advanced. Why Windows? Because Windows is the most advanced operating system for such a process. And our Windows tablet came already with, it's dedicated for education. So it came with a pen, it came with a keyboard already. Of course, if teacher need monitor, we have this solution. So these are the full setup of hardware. You need it inside the classroom. You need conference camera also. We have our conference camera. Whatever you need is there. Of course, together with this, we have a type of softwares, which I will come to it in the next slides. When we talk about the distance learning, so we finish about the inside the classroom. If we talk about distance learning, as we know, teacher at home, student at home. Teacher also, he needs some setup, same for student. How they connect with each other, of course, we talk about via internet connection. And here We have MyViewBoard ecosystem, which enable the teacher to collaborate and interact with his students in a very perfect way. Okay, talking about the hardware, teacher of course need his PC, he need monitor to be more convenient for him, with webcam of course, and as I mentioned, you can give the teacher the pen display so he can annotate and explain in a very easy and friendly way. For student, what student needs? Student of course he need his laptop, and we provide a wood pad. Of course a student also can use pen display or any advanced product, but we give this suggestion because it's very affordable for student. It's a wood, whatever he write using this special pen, it will shown in his laptop and it will shown on the teacher device. Okay, now if we talk about the hybrid learning, as I mentioned, it's mix between the in classroom and the distance learning. So using our setup inside the classroom and our setup in the distance learning, we can cover the hybrid learning for the full setup of hardware. Let's move now to talk about the way when we, as I hear now from most of you, talking about how teacher communicating with the students within the pandemic. Most of the schools, let's say, they talk about only one way, which is the video conference application. Here, I summarize all the scenario, all the way for students to connect with teacher. First scenario, which you already mentioned, the video conference. Either you are using Zoom, Team, or whatever application for video conference. I just need to highlight what is the advantages and disadvantages in video conference, or how we are compatible with it. So the video conference, let's say the advantages is high interaction between student and a teacher. So teacher can say something, student can reply him immediately. So interaction is very good. But what is the disadvantage in video conference? Of course, you don't have a rich whiteboarding solution. It's very poor whiteboarding. Just you have paper and pen to annotate. So we need more rich whiteboarding solution. That's what we provide already in the ViewSonic and MyViewBoard software. Also the control is less. If we talk about team, for example, any one of the students can mute his teacher or can kick him out of the lesson. So the control wise is let's say less. It's a weakness point of the video conference. But anyway, if the school or teacher is happy to use the video conference application, we are compatible with that. You can use the video conference together with our MyViewBoard solution. Okay, other schools, they prefer the live stream. Teacher to go live either on YouTube or any operating or on any platform which enable you to go live. What is the advantage on live? You have more control. The teacher only can talk. The teacher only can share his video. Student cannot talk. They can only write. So interaction is less. Control is more if we talk about the live stream. But of course, also you need a rich whiteboarding solution. In our solution in MyViewBoard, we are also compatible with this way. Using MyViewBoard software, you can share your video. You can share also your screen. Whatever you write, it will show live to the students. This is also another setup. Some schools, they use also, I need just to add, some schools using their LMS, so teacher need to record his lesson as a video, then upload it on this LMS. Our MyViewBoard also compatible with this scenario. The final scenario, which is the virtual classroom. We developed this scenario, we developed this solution. We took all the advantages from other way and also remove the disadvantages. So in our virtual classroom, you can share your video as a teacher. You can also hear to your student if anyone have a question. So interaction, we have high interaction. If anyone need to ask you a question, he can ask, but under your control as a teacher. So student cannot talk unless he raises his hand. You give him the permission as a teacher to talk or not talk. We have a rich whiteboarding, as I will show in the coming slides. Okay. Before we finish about the hardware, just remember when I mentioned there is a setup for teacher if he is at home, we have wide range. So teacher can use normal monitor screen with normal laptop, and he can use a wood pad if he need a basic setup. It depends on the teacher budget or the school budget also. If you need to have advanced setup, you can use our touch screen, 24-inch touch screen, which already with Android operating system. You can use larger monitor, use our webcam. This is the advanced setup. You also can use our digitizer for portable setup using our cam, laptop, and portable, let's say, digitizer. And for student, we advise him to go with the basic one, the affordable one, just his laptop and a wood pad. Okay. I will finish about hardware in this slide. which quickly talk about some extra accessories maybe it will needed. First one is my viewboard sense. What is my viewboard sense? This is a sensor. We provide it in some schools. This sensor, I can say it will help you to calculate how the teacher influencing his student. Let's say today I'm talking about topic maybe sad story, sad historical story in my lesson. So most of the students should be affected, should be influenced by the teacher. So it will give me the emotion for the students. How many people was really sad, they are affected. How many people was happy? How many people was not affected, not influenced by the teacher. So lesson by lesson, based on the topic, I can understand. Let's say I'm talking about something, let's say serious. Today my topic is serious, so I will understand how many students was really serious with the teacher. Lesson by lesson, week by week, month by month, I will get a statistics to understand who's the best teacher who can influence his students. So this is the good thing of this my viewboard sense, and all the data is numbers, just for the privacy. It will never make any output of images for the, if we talk about, let's say, ladies or girl classroom. The data, which the output data is only numbers. It never give any output for images. Also, we have a document camera. In case I am, as a teacher, explaining something, I cannot ask all the students to come on my table, or if I am online connecting with them, so I can explain whatever I explain using my hand, doing some experiment, and this document camera can zoom on the let's say accurate things which I'm doing, and it will be shown on the larger screen. Conference camera or webcam, either if I am inside the classroom, I need conference camera, or if I am at home, I need the webcam. These solutions also provided by ViewSonic. Let me move now to the software. As I mentioned, the unique point in ViewSonic that we are not only provide hardware, together with this hardware, we develop our own software. And this is very important point. When I say we develop, we are the only one who develop all the software which come in the with the hardware. Why we develop this software? Because it make more functionality for this device, and that's how ViewSonic became #1 in many countries, because of this software. We'll start about the wireless presentation software, which we call it VCast. What is VCast? If I am inside the classroom, I have my students, they have different devices. One student has his mobile, another has tablet, another has laptop. If those students or the teacher device also need to mirror their device on my large screen, okay? So if I need to mirror those devices or share their screen on my screen, then I need VCast. What is the unique point in VCast? #1, it's compatible with all operating system. Yani if the student has iOS, Android, Windows, Mac, Chrome, whatever device the student has, VCast is compatible. This is the first point. Second, if I am using the Windows on my screen, VCast is the only software which enable unlimited number of students to share their screen. So I have 50 students, let's say, inside classroom. 50 students can share their screen, and also it can split the screen up to 50. Why I mention this? Because it's very important. Our competitor, they have up to 16 devices can be connected at the same time, and screen can only split up to 4. But ViewSonic with VCast, you can have unlimited number of users connected, unlimited split the screen. So you can split your screen unlimitedly. Okay. Of course, if I talk about Windows, if the student has Windows PC, he can not only share his screen, no, he can share his screen, and also he can control his screen, his laptop, sorry, via the touch experience from our screen. So it's not only wireless projection, but also wireless interaction. Okay, these are the main points which we talk about. Of course, if I'm using my screen with Android operating system, because there is limitation on Android, you can connect up to 4 and split the screen up to 4. So this is about VCast if we are inside the classroom. Then I will talk about another software, which is Device Manager. If I need to manage the screens, if we talk about university or school, I have 200, for example, 200 screens, 200 classroom. As IT, using our Device Manager, your life is easy. Why? You can manage all of these devices from your desk, from your room. What type of managing you can do? Of course, you can make on and off, schedule on and off, update the firmware, restart the screen, control all the setting on the screen. You need to increase the sound volume, decrease it, lock the screen, change the input source. All of these you can do for individual screen from your desk. What else you can do? You can do broadcasting to the other devices, either broadcast messages or broadcast multimedia. You need to share one video on all the screens in all the classroom at the same time. Yes, you can do, or share some images at the same time. So broadcasting option is there, managing devices there, update the firmware as I mentioned, install or uninstall apps. You need to download app or uninstall any app from on any screen in any classroom. Yes, using my viewboard device manager, you can do that. Also, you can create a groups. Maybe I need to download app on, let's say, 50 classroom from the 200, not all the 200. I need just to choose 50 classroom. I need to do some download for some application on it. So you can make a group of your screens and choose dedicated group to do whatever you need to do. Or I need to broadcast some messages on for some classroom. Okay, so you can also do this by creating a group and then do whatever you need to do for each group. So this is about my viewboard manager. Of course, each software need more time to explain, but just quickly, I give the highlights. So why I need VCast for wireless mirroring, wireless connection between my device and my screen. We are the only one who give unlimited connection. Device manager, so you can manage and control all the IFP as IT from your room. You control all the screens in your entity. Last thing I need to talk about is my viewboard. My viewboard actually, what is my viewboard ecosystem and my viewboard software? My viewboard will help you to prepare your material, prepare your lesson, present your lesson, and drive the participation inside the classroom, or if we are talking online. I need to highlight very important point because I hear Ms. Khawla talk about the challenge of language. So in ViewSonic, we care about this. We are the only one who provide fully Arabic version. Either, of course, you can, I will show this live. If I go to my browser, this is the dashboard. As you can see, it's available in whatever language you need. Arabic language is ready as a dashboard for parents, for students, and also for the IT. And very simple, from here I can change the language to any language I need. I need to make it back to English for the IT. If they didn't speak Arabic, yes, easy. They can change this dashboard. I can go back to Arabic, as we can see. And from here also, earlier I explained about my viewboard for web. Anyway, I will come to this later. Let's go back to the slides. So the point here, which I need to highlight, the language challenge is solved with the ViewSonic. Whatever language you need is available, okay? Now, let's talk more about my viewboard. And I need to highlight some very important points. My viewboard and the ViewSonic, we are the only one. I know there is many brands, many company who provide whiteboarding software. But ViewSonic is the only one who gives the same software in all operating system. So on Windows, my viewboard is available with the same interface on Android, with the same interface on the virtual one, on the online. So this is very serious and very important. You mentioned already that there is some challenges to educate the teachers on this whiteboarding software. So you can imagine when I say all, I mean it. All the other company, they provide different software for different operating system. So if you talk about X or Y brand, on Windows, they have software. On Android, they have another software. And if you go for distance learning, you need to use the online version. You go for the third software. Means you need to have 3 times training, and you can confuse. If you go back to school, for example, they are using Android. Once you go back to your home, you use your laptop, you use Windows. So you will be using, as a teacher, 2 or 3 different softwares, which will make you confused. But with ViewSonic, no. Same software in all the operating system, Windows, Android, or even online, we use my viewboard, which have the same interface. Okay, what else? Of course, I mentioned about device manager, which enable you, as I mentioned, to manage the screens, to control all of these things, to broadcast, update the firmware, all of this also under my viewboard. So my viewboard, as I mentioned, is not only whiteboarding software, it's a fully ecosystem, whiteboarding, managing content. If I need a content, there is original content from my viewboard software. And also there is something we call it my viewboard clips. What is my viewboard clips? You know Netflix, how Netflix is a huge, let's say, library of movie. Here we can talk, this is a Netflix for education. You have a huge library of videos mainly for education. You just choose what topic you need to talk about, science, math, what level, grade you talk about. You will find a huge content of videos And why it's video? Because video is the latest. Some brands using Adobe Flash. Adobe Flash, we know it's already end of life by December 2020. So the content is very important, and the let's say the what type of content we are using is also important, which is video, and also we have some original content which in the box, in the software itself. Companion also, we have My Viewboard for mobile. So as a teacher, you can download My Viewboard Companion on your mobile. This will help you. For example, once you come to the screen, you need to sign in with our software. You don't need to write your email or your password. You just open your application. There is a QR code you can scan. Immediately, it will be sign in. Of course, My Viewboard has a lot of features. We need more time, maybe later. If anyone interested, we can give you a dedicated session to explain about the full details. And the good point in My Viewboard, most of these features, most of the features which I mentioned, we provide it for free. Okay? So this about My Viewboard. Then conclusion about My Viewboard software. So My Viewboard, as I mentioned, is compatible with any application or tools you are using. If we talk about Zoom, Team as a video conference, it's compatible. If you talk about the storage like Dropbox, OneDrive, whatever tools and application needed in the education, yes, it's compatible with. About the infrastructure, if you talk about like Google for Education or Microsoft Azure or different infrastructure, My Viewboard also compatible with it. Of course, Amazon for security, we are based on Amazon infrastructure, so it's very high security. My Viewboard is not learning management system. This is very important point to mention. My Viewboard help you to prepare your lesson, to present your lesson, but it's not an LMS. But we are compatible with whatever LMS, Google Classroom, Blackboard, whatever LMS that the school using, we are compatible with it. As I mentioned, also My Viewboard already coming in the box with many devices which we use in our interactive panel, in our My Viewboard box. So it's compatible if you use also projection, interactive screen, laptop, mobile, tablet, it's compatible there. And with some accessories with the ViewSonic, as I mentioned, the My Viewboard sensor, My Viewboard box, actually, this is, I need just to highlight, what is My Viewboard box? It's like the mini PC, but for Android, okay, like the Chromebox. But the unique point here, it's coming with our My Viewboard built in. Yani once you use My Viewboard box, you have Android operating system with our applications already built in, compatible to change your if you have the traditional projector, it can be with operating system, so it can add value. If you use the traditional the traditional interactive projector, My Viewboard box can make it with operating system in a very let's say efficient cost. Or if of course if you use the interactive panel, which is much more advanced. Okay. Of course, finally, we talk about the content. Yani together with all of these infrastructure, application, LMS, devices, as I mentioned, with the content, you can create your content using My Viewboard, either using our ready content, or you can add your creative content. You can upload it, record it as a video, then you can upload it on any platform like Khan Academy, YouTube, or whatever application you are using as educational platform. So here just mention about some photos about how My Viewboard, we use My Viewboard. Of course, you can annotate a lot of features actually in My Viewboard. You can annotate, you can have your cloud data ready with you anywhere. So your data, your presentation will follow you as a teacher in the future. No need to carry your flash memory or your laptop. Go to any school, just sign in. All of your cloud data will follow you. Sign out, khalas, go to another place. So a lot of details, as I mentioned, it need maybe 1 hour at least to explain all of these details. Later on, maybe if you are interested, we can explain it. We can give a fully, let's say, session and a training about My Viewboard, recording your session, explain your session. You can use our the browser in the software itself. Yani we no need to leave the software if you need to download any video or image. There is a web browser built in the software itself, as we can see here, the Chrome, and very easy to bring video or import video or image. Just you need drag and drop to our canvas. Okay, this is also more explanation about My Viewboard. And this is the companion software which enable you to send and receive files between your mobile or your device and the screen using My Viewboard. Sign in, make quizzes, all of these details. As I mentioned, we can explain it later if anyone interested to get these details. And as I mentioned, the good point, many of these features are fully free. Here just some photos of SRTIB, actually one of the let's say a future classroom which we provided to SRTIB. Anyone actually can visit this. It explain and give you a brief about what setup you need for let's say blended learning. The screen to monitor the students at home, and the other interactive panel to explain on it with the camera. Yani it's nice if anyone need also to visit to have idea about this setup. Yeah, till here we finish. If anyone have any questions, please let us know so we can proceed for this discussion.
Yes, thank you very much, Ali, and very, very interesting about the interactive solutions from ViewSonic, and very interesting from Jamil's presentation about especially the 6th point about the requirement of deep collaboration and engagement. We have run out of time by about 15 minutes, but I have Mr. Shah Khan here who's been waiting to ask a very important question, and I think maybe Nikhil and maybe one other gentleman may have a question, but go ahead, Mr. Shah Khan.
Yeah, hi. Mr. Ali, thank you, please, for a nice presentation. ViewSonic, yes, ViewSonic, we consider before, we can say a monitor and just a TV screen. But really looking this presentation, it was very interested, and they move forward a high level now. My question is only about doing comparison with the ViewSonic to BNQ and other technologies which we are using here. What about the current situations going this pandemic, the coronavirus, and we don't know in the future what virus will come or what disease will appear in this world or in few years or months. The nano silver technology, did ViewSonic has this concept or this technology adopted to their screens? The professors, they move on in blended classroom from one classroom to other classroom. May they touch the pen and the screens several times. So what about the protection actually for this screens, ViewSonic screen especially? This was the things. And the second question I mentioned there, the Moodle integrations with the ViewSonic, the MyView or something like that. The Moodle was missing there. So LMS Moodle is compatible, integration is compatible there?
Yeah. Okay. So of course, LMS, as I mentioned, my viewboard is not LMS, but we are compatible. Yani, it's not LMS solution, but it's compatible. Whatever LMS you are using, we are compatible with. So this is about the LMS.
Okay, it's clear. The question is actually integration between LMS and your solution. It was not mentioned in the slides there, so that's why I'm asking you. But I think the technical team, your technical team, can clear us this question.
Yes, maybe, and we can arrange with our technical team to clarify exactly, because it depends on what LMS you are using. If we need to go in deep details, we need to understand what LMS you are exactly using accordingly. But the general answer, yes, we are compatible because we did it already with a lot of schools, a lot of university who use some LMS, let's say, and yes, it's working. Your first question, so sorry, didn't get it. You mean about the hardware itself?
No, and the screen has some protection we call AGNSP safety. It's the technology term is AG and NPS safety, and in the term use nano silver safety. It's a kind of filters they're putting on the screen. So in case someone touching the screen, the virus will killed by some way of the technology used in the backend. You know, there's some kind of.
Honestly speaking, I read about this for some brands. I know they are claiming these features, but honestly speaking, let's say scientifically, nothing true like that about this. Yani, none of these brands actually give a real proof that from any medical, let's say, or health, global health, let's say, certificate about this. This device is support this technology. Frankly speaking, let's yani this is not let's say not a real info, let's say, about the product. Anyway, we can provide hygiene with each screen, and if we need to kill the virus for each, we can give a bottle of hygiene with each device.
Correct. Yeah, actually, the health department means the schools of health here. We have special tools to test this kind of equipment. If the virus is really killed by the means the technology provider, they mentioned that yes, this virus will be no more there on the screen. if we use this kind of technology like nano silver safety. There is some universities, colleges, they have some kind of means laboratories tools available, can test after the use of the screen to make sure that yes, this screen is really protected, was what the vendors claiming, or it's not. So that is easy. Yeah.
يعني that's why, Mr. Shah, يعني because frankly speaking, we give maybe 2 years ago we give this feedback to our people in HQ, and the R&D people also study this, and of course if it is applicable, why not, we can do it. But then they came to know that anyone claim this, it's no one has a real certificate from you know, when you sell, for example, a medical device, or let's say health device for any health sector, there is like certificate, this is approved device, but no, none of these brand, you can ask them, bring any certificate, any global certificate to confirm that your device is really antibacterial or anti virus. They cannot give this certificate.
But BenQ is actually putting this information on their side with some slides and flyers and this thing. So I don't know that this is illegal or legal, allowed to post this kind of information.
يعني with full respect to BenQ or any others, يعني at the end, you know, sometimes brands put some details like this as type of, you know, marketing. But what I'm telling you, easily we can ask for proof. Anyone have, when you talk about something medical or something healthy, it's not something easy to claim it, true?
Correct.
So anyone who want to mention something like this, he has to give a certificate, a proof, not only just you know.
And one more
Thank you,
thing
please.
is one more point I can add is, are they killing the some bacteria, or they are killing the virus? And what kind of virus they kill?
Yeah, so they mention bacteria, and they mention virus, AGNPS virus, and fungus, and this kind of thing.
Yeah, so very good. They can kill all this. So later we can do the test.
And the accreditations came from FDA US, EPA USA, Japan SIAA, and ICI Korea, and TRI Korea, sorry, which they got it the certificate or some kind of license or something like that.
Okay, I'd just like to jump in over here, Ali and Jamil. We are quite ahead of time, but there's at least one question. So Nikhil, you had a question for the panels here. Go ahead, please.
Over here, Ali, I would like to ask, like, when we talk about our video streaming, when we are streaming through your devices on YouTube or any other social network, so do you also have something as an video compression software inbuilt, or how is this software working with respect to bandwidth requirement?
Okay, yes, it's built in. Yani when we talk about my view board, it's built in, and it of course it depends on the bandwidth of the internet in the entity. But whatever platform you use, like for example, as we mentioned, YouTube, even some teacher actually they make a special group, let's say private group on Facebook for them and their students. Our software is compatible. Why we need, yani why when I mention compatible, what I mean? So not only you can share your video and your voice, of course. No, you also can share your screen. So whatever you explain on my view board, it will be shown on their screen. Another point I need to add actually is nice on the online. After you finish your explain on the presentation from my view board, you can create a QR code for this lesson. So students, while they are at home, they can just use their phone, okay? Make scan for using normal camera, scan this QR code, and all the lesson with my explanation will be uploaded as a PDF on their phone. So yeah.
But over here, just a small clarity, because when I'm talking about bandwidth, see, as a presenter, I would be having a good bandwidth at my end, but as per you know, the students over there, they're at different locations, and they might not have that particular bandwidth available to stream the live videos. So in that context, do you have something as in streaming, video streaming comparison or something available at your end?
No, actually with the ViewSonic, we just provide, as I mentioned, like the compatibility from software to enable you to stream. But of course, the internet connection is must be with good bandwidth. You know, but it doesn't need something very special. If anywhere, if the student can open a normal live stream video, or like as I mentioned, like how you on Facebook or YouTube, then it will work without any issue. But from our software, it's just enable this.
Right, got it. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very
much, Mr. Nikhil, and really appreciate all the attendees. I wish there were a few more questions if we had time, but we are definitely now almost 20 minutes ahead of schedule. So just 1 second, let me just see if we have any other thing. Yes, of course, the team, ViewSonic team and GCG team, their attendees are asking to share the presentation. So I'm quite sure you will be able to do that. So I can confirm to the attendees that the team here will be happy to share the presentations. And please, any queries which we have not addressed over here, they'll be happy to take over offline.
Actually, we are interested to share the presentation, and also if you allow us in the coming days, we are ready to provide you a demo so you can test our device by yourself. We are ready to come and explain more details because, as I mentioned, my view board has a lot of details, which is very unique, to be honest. Yani in some well-known university, I will not mention some names here, but it's in some well-known university, there is some tenders actually after we give the demo. They put exactly ViewSonic specs. Why? Because we have a lot of unique things. You cannot find it with others. And a real thing, not just claiming.
Good.
Yeah. Thank you very much for that feedback, Ali. So obviously RFPs, RFQs now being catered for the high level of engagement and collaboration available from your solutions. So on that note, on behalf of Global CIO Forum, ViewSonic Education and GCG Enterprise Solutions here and the speakers, I thank all the attendees sitting through this 60 minutes of absolutely engaging content and discussion. Look forward to seeing you all once again. Goodbye and thank you very much.
Thank you, please. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you all.